Okay, I think I'm live. I think, right? All right, you guys, am I live? Can you see and hear me? Well, I'm going to go back to YouTube here. YouTube says I'm live. Okay, good. Thanks, James. So what do you guys think of the new, well, I don't know, it's still not quite right. I haven't got it completely dialed in yet, but it's better than it was for the video. So as far as the green screen thing, like, see, my wispy ass hair and stuff doesn't quite, and somehow I'm getting redundant. I don't know, somehow when I was doing the adjustments, the gray of my beard was somehow getting caught as a similar color or something. Hey, Space Cowboy, how you doing? Life is, well, you know, it is. Okay. Oh, you know what I don't have? I need, oopsie daisy, hang on, I need to do a thing. Because I don't have, all right, so this is going to take me a couple minutes. I need to do a thing here. Doink to doink, there's that. Let me go over here. Let me do this. I didn't have myself completely set up yet today. There we go. Let's go to timers. Let's go to here. Let's just leave that thing there. I will leave it be for a few minutes just cause whatever, right? Before I, oops. What am I going to do with this thing here? Let's just put it over here. I have too many things open. All right, let's put this over here so I can see the top chat. Am I going to have to reset this so that I can have it go back to full screen? Yes, I am. Bear with me. Every time I switch the fractal background off, I have to go restart the software to do it. And I don't know why I'm enjoying the idea that with the green screen thing, I mean, it's a bit of a novelty, but, you know, you got to have some fun, man. Okay, let me load this. Let me load this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me go to here. Let me go to... Is that too fast? That's like too fast, isn't it? Yeah, it's better. All right, let's do this. Okay, now let me go over to here. And... okay. Okay. Second year of high school. Man, you're just a child, man. Holy mackerel. So... dude, I'm old enough to be your grandpa. I mean, I would have to have had, you know, your mom or dad pretty young, but like if I had one of your parents when I was 20, right, that would have been, they would have been 20 when I was 40, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. Well, whatever. It just amuses me. Okay. Hey, Max McGruber. How's it going? Hey, Reclaimer Rob. You say the volume is low? How is it for everybody else? Because on the meters here, it's looking pretty good. But I can maybe go put some more gain on it. If that's what's necessary. Because I don't really want to start talking too loud, you know. Hang on a second. So, all right, let me see if I can do it software-wise, because I don't really want to get up and walk over there and fiddle with the knobs, because they seem to work for other settings. So let me just see what I can manage here. I think, can I get, okay, here we go. do this. Let me put that. What do I want to do? I want to say, let's take it up to about 6, right? How is that now? Has that made any difference? Okay, hang on a second. Let me see. Wow, Fremont. That's really, really close to me. I'm in Castro Valley. I go to, my doctor's in Fremont. I'm going to be going to see her later this month, or later next month. Huh. Interesting. Is that better, Rob? You're okay now? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And if everybody is cool with the sound levels, then I will leave that alone. Well, you know, hang on. I can bump it a little bit more. Oops, hang on, wrong button. Yeah, let's do this. Let's take this to, oopsie daisy. Let's go there, yeah, shall we? How's that now? Okay. All right, I just have to remember that when I get close, I need to be extra careful, right? Because I don't want to be blasting everybody out, you know? Okay. All right, so, oh, look at that. See, sometimes, I just get amused by the whole green screen thing. It's going to take me a while to, part of it is I need better lighting, I think, and I need a better camera too, but, you know, this will do for the moment, and I can do maybe some different, somewhat, maybe more interesting stuff. Okay, let's see if I can catch up now on the, okay. Does anybody have any, oopsie daisy, fantastic news to share? Anything like that? Hang on, I need to clear my throat. Let me get a little water. Hey, Lonnie. Glad you could make it. And all is mostly well, I think. How many of us are there? It seems like there's more people. Okay, only 14 people. I'll give it a few more minutes before I kick off the timer. Oh, you know, here's going to be the thing. Let's see how well the volume adjustment thing has done when I do the noises, right? So how is that? What time is it for me? It is a little after 7 p.m. I'm glad you liked it, Rob. I mean, they're always, you know, they're going to be what they are, right? I don't really plan much of anything. I mean, outside of making sure that I've got the, you know, like the jar here and the brush, and I got the bubble wrap and the chunk of wood, you know what I mean? Man, my throat is getting scratchy. I hope I'm not getting anything. What have I been up to these days? Well, I don't know, some domestic stuff. A tree fell down in our front yard I've been having to try and deal with, which is frustrating because, well, because of limitations on my back, right? I have to be careful when I do anything physical. But the tree fell down, and so I've been taking, you know, clippers and saws and things, and because we can't afford to, like, have some guy come in and deal with it, so we're just doing it on our own kind of thing. And, oh my goodness. Reclaimer Rob, wow, that is super generous, man. Thank you very much, man. And I'm going to say you are amazing. Man, that is, thank you, man. That is super generous. I really appreciate it. What was I talking? Oh, I was talking about the tree. Yeah, so we're just, we have 2 green bins, you know, to roll out at the street, you know what I mean, for the truck to come by and collect up for garden waste and food stuff and all that kind of nonsense. Used to be an arborist. That's fucking cool. Anyway, so I've just been cutting it up into pieces small enough that I can just jam into the green thing. And for like the past, I guess, 3 weeks now, I've been just putting it in a little bit. And I'll do that again tomorrow because Monday's our trash day. And I think in maybe another 2 weeks or so, I should be, well, maybe tomorrow and one more, or day after tomorrow and one more week, as far as Monday pickup. And I think I should be done with the tree. It would be nice if I could get my nephews, etc., to come help me out with that, but, you know, they're busy. Anyway. Well, and the truth is, it's easier sometimes for me to just do work on my own, you know what I mean? Unless I actually need another pair of hands. Sometimes it's just, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The tree will get done. So that's been going on. Otherwise, that's about it. Just, well, I got the, oh, actually a couple of things. Oh, man, the green screen's in the way. Because I indulged in a couple of things with YouTube money when I just got paid recently. Because, well, my birthday was on the 20th, and the payday from YouTube is the 21st, for me anyway. And so I bought some stuff, one of the things being the green screen for me. It was just a cheap one, but it's not the screen that's the important part, really. It's the camera and the adjustments you have to learn, and the lighting, right? Apparently, you know. But anyway, so I bought that, and then I found, I think I might have told you guys, I found my old Fiberflex skateboard deck that I had from back in, I think I got it in 76 or 77. And yeah, it was my first good skateboard. And I don't remember the wheel company name. They were just some basic red urethane, you know, wheels that were easily and cheaply attainable back in the 70s. And I used Bennett Pro trucks on my Fiberflex deck, and that was my first good skateboard. Anyway, I found the deck, and Bennett doesn't make Pros anymore. They make, I don't remember what the model is, but I bought something that's basically the same thing as what a Bennett Pro was. And then I bought some red urethane wheels by a company called Hogs, because I didn't remember these are nicer wheels than the ones I had. Anyway, so I'm going to assemble the deck with the trucks and the wheels and have an actual functioning skateboard. And then I think I'll roll around down the street. I'm not going to do any tricks or anything, but, you know, part of it just amuses me for, you know, just nostalgia's sake. But also I think it might be good for me because I'm getting to be an old man. Maintaining your sense of balance is a good idea, because I read a thing a while back about how a lot of people in the U.S., older people, die from injuries that are complications as a result from hip fractures. And I was like, yikes. So staying in good health, keeping good mobility and good balance is, I think, the way to avoid that fate. You know what I mean? Anyway, so there. Yeah, so there's some things that I have been doing for the last little bit of time. Oh, you changed shirt. Okay. Well, hey, Tim. You know, I think this will be a good stream. You know, it's not about the money after all. Well, I mean, I appreciate it, Rob. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay the fact that your gift is super cool and very appreciated. But as you probably know, me being the hippie that I am, that what makes a successful stream for me is really what goes on with you guys. I mean, the money thing is like the number 2 on the list after, you know, whether it worked well with you guys, you know. Hey, thanks, Cassidy. I appreciate that. Thanks, Rob. Do I believe in something outside the cosmos? I don't have a belief one way or the other. I think it's amusing to entertain that idea. But as of right now, it's unfalsifiable. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan. Like, when they go, oh, there's multiple universes. I'm like, see, to my mind, the universe is absolutely everything that exists. Now, if we discover more stuff and we go, oh shit, what we thought was the universe isn't the universe, then you just expand your concept of the universe. I don't understand why you have to keep changing the name of things or whatever. But well, whatever, they do what they do. So as far as a belief in terms of fact or something like that, or something that I would consider knowledge, no, I don't have any idea about what may or may not be outside the cosmos. But yeah, it's fun to consider, right? I mean, I like to think of the fact that we probably exist in a hugely multidimensional thing. My idea is that our 4D time stream, the thing that we exist in as far as matter and all that kind of stuff, is probably the surface of a multidimensional, object of some kind, right? As, two-dimensional things are the surfaces of three-dimensional things, that kind of deal. I don't know. That interests me, but I don't know that. It's unfalsifiable by any, measure now, so it's clearly pseudoscience, but, yeah, but it's fun to think about. Yeah, thanks, Max. Yeah, it's, because I don't do that much just being a broke guy, right? You know what I mean? I tend to, like, if I buy things for myself, it's usually like socks and shoes, and like I got a pair of sandals a while back, and I get stuff for the house. And, anyway, but you're right. It's a good thing. It's fun to buy nice things, even if it's just silly toys. Although the green screen is absolutely going to be I think it's going to be a fun thing to play with. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let me see how many of us there are, because it's probably time for me to kick off the timer. Yeah, there's more than 20 now, so I'm going to say that's good enough. So there's the timer kicked off. And where's here we go, I want this one back. Did I have a good birthday? Yeah, I guess I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't have any party, and I didn't have a cake or any crap like that. I scraped together some money and went and bought myself a couple of pre-rolls and got stoned and watched YouTube and listened to music. You know what I mean? That was kind of what I did for, I worked on some video stuff that day too, but that's fine. I mean, but yeah, I guess I did have a good birthday. Briefly, excuse me, Kamala 2024. Yeah, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, I know I've made this very clear, but I'll keep saying whatever. The atheist, anarchist, advocating agape thing. I'm left-wing. I'm the left wing that all the MAGA people are screaming about. Oh, those horrible people. But, I'm an anarchist, not a communist or a socialist. But, that's my trip, whatever. The main thing is democratic principles and dismantle capitalism. Those are the two simplest things that, she's nowhere near that far along, as far as whatever. But, Medi-Cal for all, education for everybody, that kind of thing. Yeah, let's move things forward in a more progressive manner so that because here's the thing. Doing the progressive stuff is us caring for each other, man, right? Doesn't that just seem like the obvious thing? I mean, if there's waste in, oh my goodness, Ryan, thank you. Well, thanks, man. Right on. I'll remember the strain that I get, and I'll let you know when, after I've acquired it and then puffed it up. Yeah, anyway, back to the Kamala Harris thing. Yeah, it's my perspective that progressivism isn't about trying to make anybody do anything. It's about trying to, say, hey, why aren't we caring for each other better than this? You know what I mean? That's really all it is, really. So there's okay, Dr. Swap. Well, I'm glad you were able to get some enjoyment, relief, any of that kind of stuff, Dr. Swap. Any self-reflection since I've been entered the last year of your 50s? You know, it kind of feels like just any other day, really, you know, for the most part. I mean, I guess I have been a little bit introspective, but it's not so much about the specificity of the number, but just about the fact that, you know, statistically speaking, I am, you know, well past the midpoint for, you know, a guy living in the U.S. at this point in time in history. And I've also done foolish things when it comes to, you know, health and longevity as far as, you know, drinking and smoking. So I don't know how that will, you know, affect my longevity, but, you know, so I have been, you know, I guess being a little bit of reflective, you know, just because of the aging thing of what that will mean, and, you know, and also, like, I'm at that age now where people I know are dying, you know, I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just one of those things. Yeah, you know, but so, yeah, I guess there's been a certain amount of self-reflection, but most of it's just been, you know, contemplating the time and that kind of thing. Nothing too gloomy or doomy or any of that. Do I have any fave of his or no opinion? You know, I haven't really seen a lot of his movies. I'm trying to remember which ones I've seen. I've seen some early stuff of his. Like one of them I think was called The Mother or something like that. These old black and white things, like before Eraserhead. Although that was pretty interesting. I haven't seen that in a gazillion years. And I liked the TV show, Twin Peaks. I thought that was all right. And the whole Blue Velvet thing, right? Is that, no, what was that? That's the thing that, oh man, I don't remember. With Dennis Hopper, right? You're voting Jill Stein, all right. A toaster even before you vote for Trump. Yeah, I mean, I suppose my vote, well, because here's the thing, back in 2016, I didn't vote at all, just because Hillary frustrated me, and of course Trump's a monster. But I didn't feel that bad or weird. I mean, people are like, oh, it's a, you know, protest votes are a waste. I go, I just couldn't bring myself to vote for her. And the truth is, I live in California. It's not going to matter. California was going to go for Hillary anyway. You know what I mean? So my one vote didn't, you know, make any difference whatsoever. But you know, if I was living in a red state, I'd probably, well, I'm going to vote for Kamala anyway, but I'd probably go make a bigger stink about it and try to get people to vote for her and that kind of thing, just for that purpose. I mean, he's such a, I mean, he's a fascist without understanding what it is about. You know what I mean? He's just an idiot child who's been spoiled his entire life, and he's turned into this toxic narcissist, just monster. Yeah, I think it was one of his first things, wasn't it? Mother, I mean, Price, yeah. That was some spooky shit, though. I mean, yikes. Yeah, Blue Velvet. Okay, thanks, Price. Yeah, it was a pretty, I don't know whether I'd enjoy it the same now. You know, if I tried starting it up again or not, I'd have to check it out. Maybe I should see if it's around somewhere I can get access to it. Because I did like it back in the day. Although there was a point in time I got a little kind of burnt on it. Not so much that I wasn't enjoying it all, you know, to the degree, but there was a guy that I knew who was super, super, super into it. And he was so into it that it drove me nuts, and he kind of put a bad taste on it, you know what I mean? It's just like, my God, dude, it's a great show, but geez, just, anyway. Yeah, I know James Games. I'm not sure how to, yeah, I agree with you on that. But, you know, the world is what the world is, and, you know, to that point, I think that our best hope at moving forward, at having no fascism and things like that, is education. You know, I mean, this whole don't trust experts, don't trust science thing that they've, you know, put forward is absolutely about, you know, keeping the masses less well educated, right? It's funny, you'll notice that they'll do all this stuff about distrusting experts and education, all of that, whereas all the people in power who are spinning that stuff for you, you'll notice that their kids all go to really good schools and they listen to experts all the damn time, you know? So they're basically, you know, selling people a pile of crap, and they're doing it on purpose because the idea is if you have, you know, a stupid populace is, you know, easy to keep docile. Oh, you know, I've never seen Mulholland Drive. I'll have to look at that. It's one I've been meaning to see. I mean, I know a lot of people that have said I should see it. I just haven't got around to it. There are pros and cons of the cult following, yeah. You know what? I'm going to go back and do some more. Let's do some brushing. How was that volume-wise? Since I put more gain on the thing, I don't want to blast people's ears out by being too harsh on the brushing aspect. Okay. Oh, thanks, Lemonite. I'm very proud of that one. All of you guys have heard me say this before, but since you've mentioned it here, you may not have heard me talk about it. But the thing I'm most proud about with that piece of music is that it is entirely improvised. Well, that's not entirely true. It's entirely improvised, but I had an idea of something. I go, that seems like it might be a good idea. And then for whatever reason, at that point in time, I was kind of just recording things that I played most of the time, just on the chance that I would capture something. And what do you know, I did. But to be fair, I don't always, not all of my improvisations are that successful. I mean, the case in point is, what is it called? Laundry noodling or something like that? Or is it noodly wanderings? Or I don't know, it's something like that. And that one's also mostly improvised. There's a chord progression in it that I kind of robbed from an old song of mine. But other than that, it's kind of just improvised. But I think that one has a lot of just places where it's just kind of, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for the compliment on the song, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, Cassidy. Could I raise the volume a bit? You know, I'm hesitant to make it any louder because I already have. Oh my goodness, Max. Holy mackerel. You guys are showering me with, you know, craziness, generosity. I really do appreciate it, Max. That's fantastic. Everybody give cheers to Max, and also for, you know, everybody else that did that. Oh, you're welcome, Pavel. Okay. Oh, okay, the price, it's usually, you might be able to find it in the description for this. I don't remember if I put it in there or not. I try to remember to put it in the description of all my videos. I don't remember if I put it in for the live streams or not. You know what? I should be able to look. Hang on a quick sec. No, it doesn't show me the description. I'm not going to go wandering around. Let's just, let me put this back. Well, you know what I can do? Let me go to here. Let me go to, all right, now that I'm there, I'm going to go to here. Okay, there's that. And then now I can go to here. Now let's go to, oh, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. Can I? Oh, you know, maybe I can. Let's see. Can I do, here, let me do this. Because I don't really use this browser for anything but the gaming stuff anymore. So let me do this. All right. Okay, so there's the channel. That's my music channel. You can see my beard behind my fingers there, man. See? Yeah, so there you go. That's the, well, and then there you can see my other two channels. That's my vlog channel, and obviously that's the Bill MaxVoxPax thing. So there's that. So here, Tempest Dance is really good. Nowhere to Go sucks. Alone is pretty good. Work is Progress is pretty good. Wandering Noodling, that's the one. Meh. Thinking About a Girl is really good. Little Girl sucks. I think some of these, the ones I'm saying suck, I think I'm going to take down. Groove 1 is very disappointing. There's a dissonance thing I was trying to do with the bass that I just don't like anymore. And then the two looper things I'll probably keep up just because they're silly. They're also improvised nonsense, but I had fun making them. And they're not in the same league as Thinking About a Girl, but there's stuff I'm working on, so there will be new music hopefully soon. I keep thinking it's going to be like next week I'll finish it, because I have like about a half dozen things kind of in the works, but they just keep sucking. Part of it's just me. I just haven't been in bands and the like for so long that, my chops aren't what they once were. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to get so that the distortion and stuff is minimized, It's going to take, better lighting and a better camera and that kind of thing, which will happen. It's just going to take a while. Oh, man, my throat. So small water. Okay, so now let me go. I'll leave that up for the moment. Will this go back? Nope, it will not. Okay, so I need to do this again. Sorry, I gotta go restart the fractal thing. Oh, you know what I could do? Hang on. Let me cancel this. I don't see any reason why I can't do that while you guys just watch me do it, right? That's there. I'll bring that up later. I don't need it now. Oh, yeah, let's see what that. The Wizard Tuesday. Hey, man, how's it going? It's good to see you. All right, so now let me do... Oh, I need to put that back. Why isn't it doing that? I don't know what happened. Let me try this. There's that. Okay, let me try this again. Why is this not working? Let me see what's going on here. No, I don't want this. I want it to be... There we go, this one. Holy mackerel. Okay, there's that. Man, I'm just so clumsy. Okay, so there is that. And now I'm going to move this. Oh, I'll just leave it there. Hell, that's fine. I'm going to go to Fractal. There we go. Go to here. So this is the tool I use. It's called Fractive, right? I don't know if you guys can make that out. Fractive. I think I put a link to it in the video that's the first Fractal video. Hey, Wizard, man, thanks, man. That's super freaking cool. Man, this is like Christmas. Okay, anyway, where am I at? So here's the thing. That's the thing there. This is what's called a Julia set, right? Well, here, I'll back up. Let's go back, and I'll just give you a quick... All right, so you always start off, that's the basic picture of the Mandelbrot set, right? And you can change this stuff if you want. But if you do a thing here, there's associated sets that can be generated from other spots out of the Mandelbrot set. And that's a Julia set, right? That's, you know, that's, yeah, anyway. So let's navigate back. I didn't need to navigate back. I'm going to do this because here's one that I did and rotated it around the way I like. Let's go to the color. I'm going to load this one in. It's not that much different from the other one, but actually it's quite a bit different from the other one. But now let's go to animations. Let's just turn this on very slowly. Well, here, I'll show you what happens if you put it on fast, right? Yikes, that's just crazy. So I like to leave it really slow. Oh, come on. Ah. Here, let's do this. Come on. Here. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. And now I will... There we go. All of that for... Yikes. Okay. Well, there you go. You guys got to see how I did that. Oops, I know what's going on here. Come on. There we go. All right. Okay. Fractal for lovers. Oh, wow, that's interesting. To smooth guitar. Oh, okay. I'll have to go look that up. Thanks, the Wizard Tuesday. A SoundCloud. Is it just the Wizard Tuesday? Is that how I should look it up? Right on, Tim. On ayahuasca, I have not had it. I would be very interested to try it. I've done other hallucinogens. I think they're fun and good for humans. Although I don't use them lately or recently. Part of the reason is I'm on some meds for some mental health issues, and I was advised that I shouldn't, because there hasn't been enough research to see how well the things play with each other. You know what I mean? So thanks to Wizard Tuesday. I will definitely check it out. Okay, well, you know, I'm going to go back to, what am I going to do? Let's do some crinkling with the bubble wrap, shall we? Do some crinkling with the bubble wrap. Maybe throw in the odd whisper here and there. Oopsie daisy. Is that too loud for you guys when I do the crinkling? Because the meters seem to indicate that it's really super loud, but that could be the meters reading transients, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of weird percussive, that kind of stuff, and crinkly noises, right? Oh, thanks, Max. Yeah, that's really good. That helps a lot when people do likes and shares and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, man. What year did I start growing my beard? Yeah, let me think about it. Okay, so I'm 59, And I started growing it when I was 43. So what is that, 16 years? Oh, my glasses are more bent than usual. What did I do to them? What needs to happen here? Do you need to get bent up, or? I don't know. Yikes. Is that better? I don't know. I can't. Yeah, it's a little bit better. These things are so crooked and old. It's. Anyways, I've had it for 16 years, and I started growing it on my sister's 40th birthday as sort of a dare at her birthday party in one of the rooms. God, some of you are going to be bored of this story. People were watching the 300, and I made some comment about the beards those guys had, and my sister said, "You should grow a beard," and I said, "Okay," and then, yeah, there you go, now I've got a beard. Do I know Sergio Pesci? No, I do not. That does not ring a bell. Is he a performer, or are you thinking it would be somebody I actually knew in person? Man, I got something in my eye now. Holy mackerel, I'm just a mess today. Okay. Right, yeah, 2012 was when I started my channel. Holy mackerel. That's like 12 years ago. I think it'll be 12 years this September. Because I think it was September when I started the channel. Is that right? I guess I could just go look it up, but it's not that important. Oh, anyway, I was doing the crinkling. Crinkle, 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 crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Man, I'm just kind of tripping myself out listening to the crinkling while I watch those fractals. Holy mackerel. Oh, you know, I have the window covered because I have so many things open right now, but have there been ads yet? Because the YouTube thing does ads, and I got this little weird notification on the back end that was saying that different people would see ads at different times. I guess that somehow that is better. I don't know. So I was just curious how that worked, but how intrusive it was. I mean, if it's super intrusive, I guess I should consider demonetizing these, but because they don't give you a choice on the live stream. They do on the videos, right? I can have it be monetized, but say no mid-roll ads, so that you can only see things at the beginning and the end. Because you can't interrupt ASMR, man. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, if you're going to do the monetize the live stream things, then you have to accept the mid-rolls. I couldn't find a box where I could turn them off. So it's either no monetization or accept the mid-rolls. So for the moment yeah, Max. Okay, hang on. I've missed a couple of comments. Do I have a lot of extended family still around, like cousins? Okay, so not a whole lot. My grandparents are all dead, right? Which doesn't surprise anybody at my age. Okay, so extended family. I have my mom's sister, who was the middle child. My mom was the oldest. she still lives in Southern California, but she and I are estranged from each other. And it's a long story I won't go into, but yeah, anyway, she's not my favorite person. My mom's brother, who is the youngest, he's passed away from complications, ultimately around AIDS. He had AIDS all the way back to the 80s, but he got a good cocktail, and so he lived for, well, obviously many years. Well, maybe not obvious. He died actually, just a few years. Let's see, I think it was 2008, something like that. And he lived in the apartment I had in San Francisco before I did. I kind of just took over his apartment, the rooms in his apartment. And I have cousins that are the children of the aunt I'm estranged from. We used to see each other a lot as kids, but not so much anymore. We've kind of just drifted apart. I'm not really estranged from them. We just don't have a lot in common. We're like Facebook friends, you know what I mean? That's about it. Same with my dad's siblings. His older brother is dead, and his children, it's the same thing. We were friends as kids, but we don't really see each other anymore. We just sort of drifted apart. I have another cousin who's the child of my dad's sister. She's also passed away. They both smoked and drank a lot, which is why they, passed away. But, and that cousin lives, they used to live in, like the foothills of California, like over kind of up the hills from Sacramento kind of thing. I'm not sure they still live there. And I'm not 100% sure how I should refer to them, because a while back they came out as trans, and they're not, I don't know if they've, it's kind of a thing for them that's in flux. I'm not 100% sure. But that's why I don't know. I'm trying to be, appropriate, but we're not that close, and it seems like they've been a little bit in flux about how they identify themselves and all that kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. I have another aunt, or I had another aunt. I don't have any idea what happened to her. We've been estranged for a long time. She was also my dad's baby sister. But she also had some mental health issues far more extreme than mine. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for her, frankly. She was in bad shape mental health wise, and she was choosing kind of alternative modes of treatment, medication, or not medication, but just medical treatment, and they were not successful at all. Yeah. Now, Tim, I don't see any of those cousins at all really anymore. Yeah, after our grandparents died, all of the weird holiday things just sort of, everybody just sort of like stayed in their own houses after that, right? There was, nobody picked up the gauntlet, I suppose, as it were, for, having the holidays for everybody to show up to. Anyway, let me Holy mackerel, Trump's advertising on my channel? What a ridiculous notion. Like, it makes me want to write him a letter and go, fine, thanks for spending money on my channel, and I'm going to get some of that money. But I don't know that many of my viewers are going to be interested, and I certainly, being an anarchist, have no interest in him whatsoever. But hopefully it didn't offend you guys, and for those of you who had to sit through it, You demand, man. Oh, thanks. Please clap. That's nice. Wow, I'm sorry to hear about your uncle and the COVID thing. That's really tragic, Tim. This is Sparta, right? You know, that's the thing in that movie, right? All those guys, they had these very dramatic and like these beards that were well trimmed and, you know, manicured is the word that comes to mind, right? But yeah, as well as you probably deduced, I like mine to be a little more just free and wild, man. Oh man, I really like this crinkly noise. Oh wow, I've only seen it that one time at my sister's party, and I didn't even see the whole thing. Well, I was pretty baked. Pretty high degree of intoxication going on for me that night. Thanks, JJ. Let's be a little bit slower on this, yeah. You know, I'm wondering if I should maybe do some of the game stuff. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll play some games. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you guys up for some Sokoban or some Octortle or maybe some Codebreaker? Has there ever been a movie at the movie theater you went to see multiple times because you enjoyed it so much? Yeah, you know, when I was a kid, right, this is back in the 70s, right, because, man, how old was I? When the first Star Trek movie came out, it was a huge thing. Like, everybody went to go see it many times. I mean, there was, like, people who saw it, like, dozens and dozens of times, and I never saw it that many times, but I did go see it a bunch of times, probably a half dozen or so. I did the same thing with, when I was young. I was living in San Diego at the time, but for Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that was partially due to a theater in La Mesa just ran it forever. I think they had it for like a year or something. But I mean, it kept, you know, drawing people, so why not? Otherwise, usually lately, cause I don't go to the theaters lately just because it's difficult for me to get comfortable in the seats in the theater. Although I don't know, my back is feeling better if I stay like, diligent, I guess is the word, maybe, and doing my exercises and stretching and shit for my back. I might be able to, try to get to a theater sometime. I don't know, but usually if I'll watch it once in a theater just because I want the big screen experience. But after that, usually I can just see movies on, either streaming or what. Well, actually, just streaming. I don't have an optical player, so I can't do DVDs anymore. Any plans? Well, I don't know that I'll do ever an English reading of Faust. I kind of like the idea that I'm trying to read it in German, just phonetically, right? Because it's been too long for me, since I studied German in school, so I don't really speak German. You know what I mean? I mean, it's somewhere in here, but yeah. And I've thought about trying to, dust it off and become proficient in German again. But this, I found out when I was going through my books doing the show and tell. The Faust thing, actually, it's right here on my desk still. So there we go. Oopsie daisy. Oh my goodness. It's because it's too close to the color. There we go. That's funny. Interesting. But German, the way German works, is they don't have a lot of exceptions in how you pronounce things, right? Like if you see IE, you always say it E. It's always the second letter, or the way we would say it in English, you know. And so if you see EI, it's the other way, it's I. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way it always is. And there are certain sounds that are just, you know, like O's are always long, really, unless you put an umlaut over it, and then it's kind of a kind of sound. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I have a pretty good memory of most of those phonetic rules, and so I just am reading it just based on the, you know, my memory of those phonetic rules and trying to just sort of, you know, monkey see, monkey do, you know. Yeah, but I'll be doing some reading. I don't know whether I'll do anything special for Halloween. I've been thinking about that. Every once in a while, I think about maybe I should try and do something for Halloween, because I did, what did I do? I think I read, well, I know I read Poe's The Raven. And I think I did I do Sleepy Hollow? Seems to me I did Sleepy Hollow too. I don't know, I might do something like that again in October, I don't know, I'll think about it. But there will be more Faust coming, and I was gonna read Songs of Innocence, Songs of Experience, that's Blake, right? Yeah. And I'm probably still gonna do that, although I've done some of those nursery rhyme-ish sort of stories, and I kind of like doing those, because they seem more like bedtime story type stuff. So I don't know, but hey Michael, good to see you, man. Okay, let's see, I've realized now wow, yeah, JJ, that's crazy. It sounds very similar to like what happened in La Mesa. I don't know that I saw it 12 times, but yeah, I saw it a bunch. Nangzi, how do I pronounce that? I'm not sure. Hi, how's it going? You know, I think the last Raiders type Indiana Jones movie that I saw, Tim, was the one with Sean Connery as his dad, which I thought was kind of fun in a weird way, but yeah, you know, I don't know. After that, I kind of lost interest. So where am I now? Oh, okay, I've already seen Michael sing. You're fine, dude. It's okay. Yeah. JJ says. Yeah, I have on my dad's side, my paternal thing, you know, the postman thing, right, where I get my name, and the William thing, you know, going back to my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was a German Jew who immigrated here to the States. So, yeah, I've got German. At least, what is that? Is that a quarter? No, because that's my great-grandfather, so it's an eighth, isn't it? Of, you know, just basic German Jew. I guess, what is that? Ashkenazi. I mean, I don't, you know, he converted. I was way before I was born. So I don't know what that was about, or I'm not gonna, it's not for me to speak on. Yeah, but, you know, so I don't know. I mean, in truth, the reason I took German in school was partially because of that. It was, I figured I was going to go into some sort of science field, and back then, it was recommended that if you were going to do math or science, that you should study German, because a fair amount of the research and stuff was done. And this was back before there was, you know, things that were readily translated and all that kind of thing because of the internet, right? You know. Anyway, so yeah, so the school thing plus my family heritage thing is why I chose German to learn in school. I kind of wish I'd picked Spanish just because there's so much utility in it here in California. You know, I mean, the smart thing if you're going to live in the Bay Area is to, you know, speak Spanish and at least one Asian language. You know what I mean? Whether it's East Asian or South Asian or whatever. I mean, because there's just, there's a lot of people from Asia that live in the Bay Area. And from, everywhere, from Korean to Japanese to Chinese to Indonesian to, there's a lot of people from India and in the Indian subcontinent and around areas, there's a lot of such people that live here in the Bay Area. Okay. Avatar and Top Gun. All right. Oh, Top Gun Maverick. I saw Avatar. I quite liked that. I didn't see Top Gun. I didn't even see Top Gun. Yeah, I'd have to go look at those movies again, Tim, to actually assess them because, I'm talking about having seen them back then. You know what I mean? So I don't watch them anymore, frankly. The Indiana Jones stuff, but so I don't know what my assessments of them would be, but yeah, I mean, for me as a kid, right? You see the Nazis melting, and you go, "Yeah, bad guys die," that kind of thing, right? What do I think would be the next world power after the United States? I'm thinking probably India. Once upon a time I would have said China, but I think recently there's been too much evidence. I think China suffers from similar internal corruption to that which Russia experiences, and we've seen how that's affected their military and stuff. Plus China's economy. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything, right? I just try to, be aware of what's going on in the world. But it's my understanding that, especially around real estate and all that, China has some real bad problems economically. And there's also issues around, they haven't maintained a lot of their military and industrial stuff as well, I don't know, it's been months ago, maybe as much as a year. Oh man, I can't remember. Anyway, a while back, China was pushing to make official some of the anti-nuclear stuff that's kind of just the way things are done now, without any kind of official written down treaty signed thing. And they would like to make a lot more of the limitations, formal and treated. I think because they make it sound like they're after peace, but I think it's because their stuff is falling apart and they don't have the money to maintain it and build it back up. And so, well, crap, if we can just get everybody else to get rid of their nuclear bombs, we could just let ours rot and we don't care. I don't know, maybe I'm being cynical, or jaded, or, whatever. But anyway, so I think it's probably going to be India, but that depends on what happens, right? I'm not a big fan of Modi or whatever his name is. But India probably. Although, it's hard to say, because, would anybody have guessed that the U.S. would have been the world power, 100 years ago or more, right? You know what I mean? So who's going to say what would, Okay, let's see. MSE 3700. By speaking Klingon. I imagine you could. There's a lot of freaks around here, man. Oh, man, yeah. Especially, because there's something about, like, Star Trek and computer geek nerddom, whatever, tend to go well together, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of computer nerds here in the Bay Area. I mean, Silicon Valley and all that. Well, dude, Tim, there you go. If you dug it, then, yeah, everybody else can fuck off, can't they? I mean, unless the film is doing something horrible, like it was, it did horrible things to people to the making of it, or, some kind of oppressive crap, or it has some kind of oppressive message or something, Otherwise, yeah, it's just, even if it's problematic and you enjoy it, whatever the fuck, I have not read or watched Game of Thrones. Yes, I am all three monks. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that one. I don't really write songs that much anymore, although I've been kind of thinking maybe I might. I have been, and part of the reason it's been taking me so long to get music going on my channel is that I decided what I wanted to do was dust off some old material and kind of, I don't know, exercise it. You know, I mean, not as in do physical exercise, but exercise like XOR, like EXOR, right? You know what I mean? Like to get rid of demons, you know, just to get them, you know, out of my psyche. And because here's the thing, my thing is with art in general, well, more to do with things that are temporally oriented, like, you know, music and dance and that kind of thing, because there's no physical artifact involved, right? So I don't think of it as ever being finished, right? Because every performance is different, right? And so because of that, I tend to think that it's, you know, there's an advantage in keeping things, you know, flexible and in motion. Okay, Wizard Tuesday, I will keep that in mind. I mean, mostly I tend to be kind of a, I don't know, curmudgeon, I guess is the word that comes to mind. So I'm kind of, I like being in my weird little box, you know, doing my work, you know, which I'll probably have to, you know, grow out of that at some point, because at some, you know, if I succeed in doing this thing that I'm trying to do with 3 channels, and, you know, eventually I think I'll try to expand off of just YouTube. I've been like kind of thinking about that just recently. Then I'm probably at some point going to need to get help doing things, but I have to wait for the money to get there first too, you know what I mean? Hiring editors and the like is, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't know, we'll see. The future is what the future is, or the future will be what it will be. But I'll definitely keep you in mind, man. You know, and if you ever listen to any of the stuff and you have notes, you want to say, hey, dude, you should have, you know, fill in the blank, right? Okay, I have a request for Sokoban. You know, how do I say what life is like here in California? I mean, I like it, but I have, you know, family here and I grew up here. It can be a really cool place, you know. Parts of it are reasonably progressive and, you know, trying to treat people decently. Other parts of it are kind of crappy. I mean, there's, well, like any place, right? There's bad parts of town and the like. But I think the U.S. has some pretty despicable disparity between haves and have-nots, and it's, you know, it's just too readily observable, you know. So you see a lot of that kind of homelessness and that kind of thing here in California. But it depends on where you're going to end up too. Right? California is a pretty diverse place, man, because like San Francisco is very different from San Diego, right? And, you know, well, they're all like, you know, LA is different than San Diego, and they're both in Southern California, right? Any of the stuff in the valley is way different. And even that, like Bakersfield, Fresno is different from Sacramento, you know what I mean? And then there's the foothills, and then up in the Sierras, and then all the way up to Tahoe. And then I don't go much north of Sacramento, but there's all of that in those hills too, and the Cascades. And there's a lot of different geography, and all those different places sort of breed different cultural variation, you know? Although New Zealand is pretty diverse that way too, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know, it may be similar enough, you know. I don't know. I'm ignorant, man. Okay, no, I'm going to stop with the crinkling. I will come back to noises and stuff maybe at the end of the video, although we're getting near there anyway. So let's play a little bit of Sokoban, and then for like the last little bit of time I'll just do more brushing and tapping and that kind of thing. So let's go to here, and now let me go to here and turn that guy off, and now I want to go to, I'll just kill it because I'll have to restart it anyway. This is, yep, that's Firefox. Let's go to here. We're going to look at Sokoban. Now, how is that? I'm kind of digging the fact that I'm not a whole square, you know what I mean? Although this is funny, right? Oops, that's the wrong one. How that mic is just sort of sitting there, you know what I mean? It's kind of, I don't know, it amuses me. Oh, and the other one's out, isn't it? I should bring this in a little bit more, or maybe I should, hang on. Let me go to here. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just leave it there like that for the moment. Let's go back over here. And all right, now let's see, what am I going to do? Let's go to, do I want to play any of these? Who is this? I don't know if I know any of these. Let's see, this looks like it might be. What is this? Is this going to be horrible? No, this should be fine. This shouldn't be that difficult. I say that. At first glance, it looks pretty basic. Right, push this guy through till you get to here, then come around him just because I don't see what's what. This guy can just go in. Yeah, all these guys can just more or less go, can't they? Yeah, all right. I guess it's just a matter of the order you choose them in as to how well your score is. So, hang on, let me get them. Okay. Oh, let me make sure I missed any. Yeah, MSE 3700, there was something to that. There's also, there's the buildup that was, FDR's programs that were kind of measures that, dealing with the Depression also led up to us being able to tool up for doing stuff for World War II pretty rapidly. And that kind of gave us a big boost into that realm. Yeah, and plus we already had some weird, horrible experience with that kind of weird trench screwed up warfare, going back to the Civil War, which kind of taught us some screwed up lessons, but I think they probably got remembered, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But that clearly out of, the FDR thing and the industrial buildup, that was pre-World War II leading into World War II, and our participation, certainly, I mean, it's kind of a horrible thing, but it helped us economically. Oh, Tim, that sounds really cool. Oh, thanks, Tim, about the shirt. Yeah, I got a couple of these. I call them Aloha shirts, Hawaiian shirts, whatever, and I actually have, there's one that's similar to this, that's blue and has pinkish flowers with green leaves, which I think I wear sometimes on here. I have a couple that aren't very flowery. They have other weird bright patterns. But I have two of that one that's got the pink flowers with the green leaves, because I bought it at a store and went, hey, this is a cool Aloha shirt. And then, I don't know, some months or a year later, whatever, I was at a store and saw one, hey, this looks good, I like this shirt. And then I got it home and I was like, oh, I already have this one. Okay. Hey, Explo, how you doing? All right, I'm going to get over to here and let's see if I can get this thing done, and then I'll do some more. Okay, here we go. Let me get back over to here into this realm, and there we go. Okay, now let's come around here. Let's come around. Let's go this way, I guess, right? Or do I want to lean this way to go that way, don't I? Yeah, let's just take that guy straight in. Let's just take, oh no, let's back up. Let's put that guy straight down, I think, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. And this guy's going to be easier to put here, isn't he? This guy's going to be easier to put here, I think. Oh, maybe not. It wouldn't have mattered, would it? Nope. I want to undo that. I just noticed that this guy's down here. Yikes. Okay. All right, so this guy's got to go. Let's go back over here. Let's just do this here. Oh, I could have pushed him up into that spot, couldn't I? Yeah. Oh, let's see. I have some more comments coming. Okay, Explo, I'm doing okay. Where is the best place to drop notes if something occurs to me? Shall I comment on the video? You can comment on the video, or if you want, I can be reached pretty easily on Facebook. People send me messages there all the time, and I'm fine with any of that. I think my email is on my channel for the Bill MaxVoxPax. What is it? It's like bill.maxvoxpax@gmail.com, I think is what it is. I don't even know my own email address, man. I remember WCPostman@gmail because that's, the one I use for everything, for personal world, whatever, right? But yeah, any place like that, that'll be fine. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Of Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Oh. Yeah, this game, I struggle with this game. Mostly, I think, because I'm just not very good at, spatial reasoning, or not as good at it as I am at, like abstraction type stuff for math and that kind of thing. All right, let's see. We got another question about the beard. Let's see. This is, what did I say it was? Because I'm 59 and I started growing it at 43, so that's 16 years. And oh, it would have been in 2008, right? Because that would have been let's see, my sister was born in 68. Yeah. I don't know why, I just never thought about doing it that way. Man, there's just no really good way of doing this guy, is there? Except for going all the way around, I guess. Let's just put that guy there. Yeah, 2008, yeah. Wow, 2005 Hotmail account, crazy. Yeah, man, send me an email. College football. Kinda, maybe. Here's the thing. Most sports, like organized sports like that, team sports and the like, I don't really watch much. I used to when I was younger, but I don't really anymore. And when I did still, it was mostly because my friends did. You know what I mean? As an adult, anyway. When I was a kid, especially when I was a kid in the 70s, right? Because I lived in the Bay Area. In Hayward, it was just south of Oakland, and this was like the Raiders, Madden, Tom Flores era, right? You know what I mean? And the A's, right? The 70s A's were, Yeah, both the Raiders and the A's were monsters back in the day. So I was a huge Raiders and A's fan when I was a kid. But anyway, back to college ball. I liked college ball a little bit just because, whatever. But I've been to a couple of Cal games, because I live there in the Bay Area, because I had a friend that was into that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, so, you're going back to school this Tuesday. Wow. Well, you better get in whatever partying / relaxing you're going to do between now and then, huh? I don't know. It's an online game, so your PC should be fine with Sokoban, man. It doesn't really require anything particularly crazy. You just go to game-sokoban.com. So what am I going to do with this one here? So I suppose this can go in there, and this can go there. This guy can come down. Now this guy can come here. So this guy and this guy can go up there. Actually, I should put these guys there because it'll be easier to get them there, and push these guys down the middle and into those bits there, right? I think that's what seems to work. So let's do this. And I think it's going to be shorter if I go this way like this. I don't know if I should put those guys right there now. No, I think I should go get those other ones down first. Right, because this guy wants to come down here. And this one. Man, I don't want it to go all the way around. Do I have to go all the way around to get that guy? I do, don't I? Yikes, okay. You know what? I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. I need to back up. Because I think I'm not even doing what I planned to do. All right, that's fine. Now, I think I want this one to go there, and this one to go there, and this one to go there. This one to go here, and then now let's do this one, and then now this one. Okay, there we go. That wasn't so bad. Hey, let's see what we have in some comments here. Oh, sorry, dude, I didn't catch the joke. Tim says, what do I think of internet when it first came out? Were you in awe? No, I mean, I was excited that it was coming, but I wasn't in awe. Partially because I grew up with computers going back to the 70s because of my dad. He worked in, when I was a small kid until probably I was like 10 or 11 or something like that, maybe even older. He worked for Safeway in their data processing department as a computer programmer. And so we had computers around the house, and I had some experience working with teletypes and things. And I mean, it wasn't the internet by any stretch of the imagination, but it was, you know, understood that it was coming. You know what I mean? So I don't know that I was in awe of it in that way, but yeah, I was excited. Well, thanks, Explo. I'm glad you stopped by and had a good time. And yeah, go get your rest, man. Get your rest, get your relaxation. Make sure that you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed come Tuesday, man. Au revoir. I hope I said that reasonably well. Okay, let's play one more of these, I think. Does this one seem... boink. These three could just go there in the end, couldn't they? So I think we'll just bring these up. Yeah, I guess do this one, then that one, then this one, then those three here up the middle, and then these three down here, right? Or, yeah, that's the way to do it, because you want all this open to get these ones filled up, don't you? Yeah, okay. See, because if I filled these up, well, here, I'll just show you. Yeah, I'll just show you what I mean. Why not? We're just doing nonsense here. Like, so if I did this and put one in there, right? Let's just use that one there, right? And then I'm going to put this one, and I want it to get into this corner, right? And you see what I'm saying? It's like I'd have to go, the more filled up you get, the harder it is to, right? And if I had one down here, dirt. Well, here, I'll just do it, and then I'll just rewind it. Fuck it. See, now it's going to be harder to get these in here, right? Because, like, how would you get this one in? You can't come in this side wall, and you can't fill it, right? This one wouldn't be, you couldn't, how are you going to fill them? Anyway, because these are in the way. So let's just rewind them, get them the hell out. Watching the animation amuses me sometimes. Okay. All right. Now let's go back down here and get these guys. Oops. Let me back up. I want to do this one first because that'll be easier to fill in the other one. The dogs. They're being rambunctious. Okay. Oh, thanks, Wizard Tooth. What kind of dogs have you had over the years? Okay, dogs over the years. Let's think about this for a second. When I was a kid, our first dog, oh, actually, you know what? Here, let me go do that other one first. Let me just rewind these. Was a beagle. And then we got this dog that was Belgian Shepherd, or Belgian Shepherd. And we had both of them together for a while. And I don't remember what happened to the Beagle. I don't remember if she died or if she just ran away or what. But the Belgian Shepherd, she eventually died. Well, she got to be old, right? That happens. I don't remember how old she got to be, but... Oh, actually, no, I'm trying to think. What happened to her? Oh, I can't remember. And then we didn't have pets anymore for a while. Although we had cats all that time too. And then my mom kept cats for a long time. And then my parents had a dog. It was a German Shepherd mix of some kind. But yeah, that's all the dogs that would have been owned by my family when I was still living with them, was those two. But since I've been living here, they have, I think I've been over this before, but I'll just do it again. There's 2 pink-nosed pit bulls. There's 1 Chihuahua. There's a Chihuahua Terrier mix. There's another Chihuahua Terrier mix. There's, and then there's a Bulldog mix of some kind, and then a Lab mix of some kind. So I guess that's 7 dogs. Is that what we have now? Is that right? I guess that's it, yeah. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's it, 7, I guess. Okay, you know what I'm going to do, just so that we can do a wind down. If there's any questions that anybody has for the last few minutes. Just to get it in everybody's mind. So after I turn off the timer, we're going to set the next live stream's time. Right? I'm not going to do the coin and dice thing anymore. I just, I don't know, it doesn't amuse me anymore. So we're just going to do it as a group. We'll just pick a time and do that, man. Actually, well, let me go do this now. Oh, hang on. Am I a soda drinker? Not really. I do occasionally drink sodas. I like root beer. I like ginger ale. I like cherry Coke. Yeah. When I'm sick, I drink 7-Up. I don't know why that is. I think that's because that got started with my mom. 7-Up and for getting your fluids and all that. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a weird thing, but... Yeah, so that's about it. I don't really buy sodas all that often. Okay, let me go do this here. Do this there like that. Let's go do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's do that. And now let me do this. There we go. Okay, where are we at with the night Pavel? Okay, well, I'm going to do some tapping on the wood for a few minutes, just to do sort of a winding down thing, just for everybody to chill out. Best concert experience. I've had several that were really good. I've seen Ornette Coleman a couple of times. Once at the Belly Up in Solana Beach. That's kind of San Diego County. That was fantastic. It's a small venue, and he's got an incredible band. And then I saw him in Symphony Hall in San Francisco. A friend of mine took me to see. Can I brush the wood? Yeah, let's brush the wood. How's that? What else have I seen that was really good? I don't know, I've been to a lot of good shows. I've seen Miles Davis, I've seen B.B. King, I've seen both of them several times. I saw Nirvana open for Dinosaur Jr. That was a really good show. I've talked about that one. That's one where I got conked out. I saw Art Ensemble of Chicago in Berkeley. That was really good. I've seen The Leaders. That's that thing with Lester Bowie and Cecil McBee and God, who else is in that band? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, I saw Soundgarden before they were super big. Actually, they weren't very big at all. They opened for Danzig in San Diego. And I liked them way more than Danzig. I was never a huge Danzig fan, but we ended up leaving. We didn't even stay for the entire Danzig set. But Soundgarden was just insanely good. They were fantastic. When I was a kid, I saw my first big concert was really exciting for me. It was the one that had AC/DC, Aerosmith, and Ted Nugent all on the same bill for A Day on the Green in Oakland back in the 70s. That was a crazy good concert. First and most recent. Okay, so first concert, that's the one I just talked about, was the Day on the Green one that had Ted Nugent and Aerosmith and AC/DC. Most recent, man, I haven't been to a concert in a long time. What was the most recent thing I saw? God, it's been years since I've seen a concert. A few years ago, I took my sister to see George Clinton. Is that the most recent thing? That was in San Francisco. That might have been the most recent thing. That was a really good show. Okay. Hey, well, there you go. J.R. Lakin at Gym in England. Oh, you like the brushing? Okay, let's do some more brushing. Yeah, Jay Mascis is a very interesting guitarist. Oh, there you go, yeah. I wonder if it'd be... How's that? Dr. Pepper. Yeah, you know, Tim, I have wondered if there was something nefarious around Kurt Cobain's death. I don't know, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any evidence to say anything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you know, Wampelstiltskin, I saw Pill or PIL or however you want to call it. I know some people get all upset when you say Pill. Public Image Limited, man. I saw them at a venue in San Diego. I don't remember which one it was, though. It was downtown. Maybe it was like the Fox Theater or something like that. But it was a theater type venue. Death Cab for Cutie. I don't know them. Oh man, I haven't listened to Nick Cave in years. So I have no idea what he's like nowadays. Let's do this over here somewhere. I seem to keep favoring that mic for some reason, or that direction. Let's do this a little bit. I kind of like that. What do you guys think about that little quick, short, oops. Don't bump the mics, Bill. Let's do a bit of tapping like that over here too. Bellingham, Washington. You know, I think I dated this girl for a while that was a violist at the San Francisco Conservatory. She was a student there. I met her because one of my friends, he studied there for piano, and he graduated. He's since passed away, but I think she was from Bellingham. Dated her for, I guess, about a year or so. I don't know. Okay, I'll keep doing a little bit more tapping. And let's try to do, I like this. Do you guys like the, oops. A little bouncy aspect to it I quite like. Do a little bit over here. The beagle we had, her name was Tippy. Tippy. Oh, you know, I have a really good story to tell you about Tippy. Okay. Tippy, although she was a beagle, and you know, as beagles go, she was actually kind of small for beagles even. But she was super fast and extremely agile for a little dog. And she could actually jump over our fence. It was a 6-foot fence. And she could get out of the yard by jumping over the fence. She could, believe it or not, jump up. Like, okay, so we had a wood fence in our backyard, right? Which is the, this is the basic kind, right? Where you have these slats, right? And then you have the fence poles, right? But then you have these beams that go along where the slats are kind of screwed on. You know what I mean? One of these at the top, one of these at the bottom, right? Anyway, she could actually jump up and get on to the top brace or bar or whatever you want to call it of the fence and kind of walk along it. And it was just weird. she would like do that. She would just jump up there and kind of just walk, and then she'd walk for a while, and she'd jump back down. It's just a weird thing. Anyway, where we lived, our neighbors to one side had this huge Saint Bernard, and the neighbors behind us had two big bulldogs that were just noisy, smelly, you know, those type of sloppy bulldogs with the, you know, the jowls, and they're slobbering all the time and that kind of thing. And then diagonally from us was a friend of mine whose sister owned a trained, like military police dog trained Doberman Pinscher. Anyway, so there was, you know, there's 4 dogs in those 4 yards, right? Or 4 yards with dogs in them, right? Anyway, one day there was this cat. We were all in the backyard, and there was this cat walking along on the fence. And it was, the only reason we noticed it is because somehow it did something and the dogs noticed it, right? So all the dogs started barking at it, and you could see this cat like really kind of tense, like walking along the fence going, oh no, there's dogs everywhere, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then it kind of was going towards the center of the yards, right? You know, where the catty corner thing was, right? And anyway, so Tippy jumped up and got on the fence rail and started kind of following the cat, and the cat turned around and saw her. And then I don't know what happened to the cat. It just disappeared, man. Like, it clearly ran away and went some direction, right? But it just went poof, and it just like vanished. You know what I mean? It was just so clearly Tippy being up on the fence scared the hell out of it, and it just, I don't even know what direction it went, man. Or maybe it did. It just like poofed out of existence out of fear. I don't know, man. Holy mackerel. Anyway, let's see where we're at. Do I play chess? Not really. I mean, I know how the pieces move and that kind of thing, but I never quite got the bug of chess. I mean, I can admire it, you know, because it's a strategy game, but was I a ladies' man in my younger days? No, I wanted to be a ladies' man, but I had no game, man. I was clumsy as hell with women. I mean, I made my attempts at being promiscuous, and they were, you know, I don't know, not as successful as I would have liked, but, you know. So yeah, no, I wasn't a ladies' man. Clumsy and awkward. Okay, the timer has done. So let's just go ahead and dismiss this here for the moment. There we go. We'll just leave that alone. Okay, well, since the timer is over, let me see what's going on with comments. Yes, I am in the. I'm going to stay here probably for years. I may even be here till I die, frankly. It's because it's the family home. I will be here at least as long as my dad's alive, and I don't know. Who knows what the situation will be after that? But yeah, I'm here. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe beagles just don't like being in backyards, man. Okay, you know what? For a quick sec, I'm gonna get up. I need to go use the bathroom, so I'm gonna put you guys on the thing here. Yep. Okay, I'm back. I needed to go use the bathroom. That's all. Okay, so now, as I was starting to say before, the timer is done. I'll probably, as usual, linger for a little while because I just don't like cutting everybody off right at the the break of the thing. But what we need to do is decide on what is going to be the next thing here. You know what I need to do? I'm going to go back to this one here. Because then I can go to here. And I can turn this off because I need to be able to see the calendar. That's why. And that thing was hiding the calendar. So it's going to be in September. So it'll be the weekend of the 14th and 15th in September. I'm preferring Saturdays. What do you guys think? Now is the time to vote for your preference. Is something gone wrong with the stream? No? Okay. For right now, Bablu, I'm just going to do them every other week. Mostly just because I'm bad at managing my time. As I improve on that, I might do it every week. But we'll see. I don't know. Okay, it looks like Saturday is going to be the day. Is there anybody who needs to make an argument for Sunday, or are we going to stick with Saturday? Let me go get this thing here too. So, okay, I guess we're going to have it be Saturday. We're going to type that there. So what is that, Saturday? I think that's the 14th, is that right? Saturday, September 14th, okay, Saturday. September 14th. Okay, now we need to pick a time. It will be the 14th, Saturday the 14th of September. So times. Is this a good time? Do we do it? I don't really want to go much earlier than this, just because I think it's better for more people if it's this time or later, but I might be wrong. What do you guys think? Because I do have people that are like in Europe and shit like that, so they probably would have a different time preference than people here in the US, right? Because it's only coming up on 9 now in California, so it's not really that late. Okay, so are we going to keep it more or less the same as it was tonight? Is that going to be cool for everybody? So here's the thing, for those people who end up watching this without being live, if you have a different time preference change and you're not here in person, then you need to show up in person to make the argument for your time frame, or you could leave a comment. Yeah, at a specific time, Tim, yeah. Well, Tim is suggesting 8 or 8:30. Does anybody else want to go to 8 or 8:30? For those of you who are saying that 7 works for you? Is that just because it works for you, or is that what you really want to have, right? Because it looks like we have 7 or 8 or 8:30. So vote now, kids. Okay, Pablo says 8. Max, would 8 in 2 weeks work okay for you? And Michael, and let's see who else is up here. Kate Manda. Well, you know, for the, unless somebody has a, okay, you know what? What is this here? Boink. All right. Okay, Kate Manda. Okay, I guess what we're going to do then is it's going to be 8. So let me put this over here. 8 p.m. Okay, so I've got it on my list. I need to make a picture for it, and then I'll try to remember to put up. I keep forgetting to put it up, and I keep like scheduling it like a day or two before the thing. And I think it'd be better if I. Okay, Lady Cats. Okay, good. All right. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. 8 p.m. September 14th. Yep. Okie doke. All right, does anybody else have any last minute business to address, or shall we call this a done stream? Oh, you know what I want to do real quick? Let me scroll up. Okay, so just because it's a really cool thing, Reclaimer Rob and Ryan and Max and the Wizard Tuesday, everybody should give them 3 cheers for their amazing generosity this evening and helping me out, you know, with the whole money thingamabob. I always feel awkward talking about the money thing, but you know, it is a necessity if this is what I'm going to be trying to do. Anyway, I think it's good to give those people, you know, gratitude and encouragement and all that kind of thing. So there you go. Oh, well, the only reason I have to call it is because I've been sitting for too long. And when I sit for too long, it screws my back. You know. Thanks, Michael. Well, yeah. Oh, man. You know, there was a cat in our neighborhood here that I kind of took a liking to. And so I started feeding it and putting water out for it. And one day I went out in the front yard, and it had been beat up really badly, and it died, and it was really sad. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it's a sad thing when you lose a pet, man, you know. I mean, I guess the only thing I can say really is just remember that life is life and death is part of that, right? I mean, that's kind of shallow and empty, but grief is grief, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I hope you will find the way of, moving through the pain of it. A smoking stream. I have considered that, like doing a thing kind of like, I used to watch this thing, what is it, Getting Doug with High? Is that what it was called? What was that guy's name? Doug something. He's a comedian, and he had this show for a while that I used to watch, Getting Doug with High. And he would have other comedians and weird people on, and they'd basically just smoke weed and tell stories and jokes and that kind of thing. And it was amusing because sometimes they would just get so just ridiculously stoned, and it was just silly to watch stoned people, But yes, I have considered it. I don't know, I might. My only hesitation with it is that, not that I, go out and seek it, but I know that there's a few people who are underage that watch, my channel here and there. And I try to be careful about not trying to make drug usage seem so glamorous. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm fine using drugs, but I think everybody needs to approach it on their own merit or their own ideas, and, take it, assess the merits on their own, for themselves. So I try to, yeah. But, so yeah, it's a thing I've had in mind, and, it's something I might do. My thoughts on tattoos. I don't have any. I think they're interesting as an art form to look at. I don't necessarily find them attractive. Like when women are tattooed, it doesn't appeal to me. It actually kind of puts me off a little bit. But yeah, that's just me. Yikes. Okay, Rob, you better go get some sleep, man. What are you doing up this late, man? Well, it's Sunday morning, so, hopefully you can sleep in tomorrow and make it up. Okay, gang, I think I'll give it just a couple of more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and call it a done night. So if you have any last thing, now is the time, and then I'm going to say aloha. Okay, I think who beat up the cat? I'm not 100% sure. I think it might have been one of our dogs, but I didn't actually see it, and I don't have any evidence, but, Yeah, I will give it some more consideration, and if I decide to do it, I'll figure out a means of, to make an announcement of it so people will be clear about what's going to be happening. I don't know if I was going to do that, it might be less ASMR and more just babbling, you know what I mean? Just because I tend to fall into that trap of thinking up trippy crap and then, oh man, here's a trippy thing I just thought of, that kind of nonsense. Would I think of doing a live stream with someone of my viewers? Do you mean like if there was somebody here physically in person, or do you mean like to do an online where you're at a place and then I'm at a place and then we figure out a way of streaming together? I would be open to that. I've thought about trying to do that, like maybe reach out to other ASM artists and see if they would be interested in like having a conversation, Have I covered my CDs? Oh no, all of them. No. There's still, I don't know. The box is over there. I can't quite see it. I think we're probably more than halfway through the CDs that are in that box. And it's only the one box. I don't know where all the rest of them are, but yeah. So there's probably going to be another one of those coming in a couple of weeks. So just because, I figure I might as well just do them every couple of weeks till they're gone through. Yeah, I know what you mean, Michael. Yeah, I will have to think about that. And then once, yeah, I think I would like to do that. That might be interesting, to have somebody here, whether it was a fan or maybe another person who is a content creator, and I don't know. It could be any number of things that might be interesting to do. I will roll it around the noggin. As a matter of fact, I will put it into my things to consider for the live stream. Okay. Yeah, so it's in my list of stuff to consider, and then if I figure out how the logistics work and all of that, then I'll figure out how I want it to go. Do I want to have it be a viewer or somebody else or whatnot? I just thought popped into my head. I don't know if it's the right way of doing it or not, but I wonder, would that be a cool thing to do a contest about? You know what I mean? Like have some kind of weird contest, and if you win, you get to be on the live stream with me or something like that. Okay, Tim, go do your gaming, man. And on that note, yeah, I think I need to sign off because I need to go sit on my recliner with the vibrating chair going for a few minutes anyway. So, okay, gang, just to reiterate, Saturday, September 14th at 8 p.m. is going to be the next stream. So just a little bit less than 2 weeks from now. Yeah, so I will see as many of you as decide to come as there will be, right? Anyway. Aloha, siblings.